Maintenance man here, back at Mr. Dog Poop Studios. Mr. Dog Poop wants to be able to feed his crew hot meals while they're filming movies. So I went out and bought this commercial 6-tray food warmer for $270. Let's get it out of the box, put it together, and find out how it works. So here it is, commercial food warmer. This is how it comes out of the box. Comes with the main setup, 6 trays. Trays are removable. These are the glass sheets, so there's glass that comes up and goes over. This is the serving side. Actually came with a couple spoons, which is nice. They're pretty cheap. And you can serve on this side. There will be glass on this side, so you can create the plates and hand the plates over, and you've got that cough guard. And that should be in here. Got a couple tubes. These, I assume, are the ends. You can see this is brand new. All this stainless steel comes covered in plastic, just to protect it in manufacturing, shipping, and assembly. So all that has to be peeled off to get to the stainless steel. It's not very thick. I know there's more expensive ones, but I don't know if they're any better. And you can see this is obviously to hold the glass. It's probably going to go here. Looks like there's some things there. So we've got 2 of those, some spoons, instruction sheet. So we've got the instructions. Some garbage. All these come nicely. Same thing on the top. It has some styrofoam in here to keep those from getting crunched down. And again, you have this blue plastic wrap that can be taken off. Now they manufacture and weld this all with the plastic on, so you're going to have some little pieces stuck in there. You might have to get some tweezers and pull it out. So there's your top. This comes with a plastic bag, another spoon. There's your tray. I think it was 6 inches by 4 inches by like 12 inches. But I did notice that it has these as separators. Again, all these pieces have to be peeled off. This is probably going to take an hour to peel all this crap off. And you can see as I peel it, it doesn't just rip off. I mean, you're going to have to keep peeling. This isn't something Mr. Dog Poop wants to pay me to do for the rest of the day. So you can see it is a long process to peel all this stuff off. And this whole thing is covered with it, which is nice because you know it's not scratched up, it's not messed up, but this is the way they separate these. So it's nice because it's all open and it's going to be easier to clean, but these are sharp. So you're going to have to be careful with these because if you're taking these out and cleaning them, if you run your fingers down this, it'll probably slice them. So be careful with that. I'm sure there's better ones, but this is what we got. So right now is the time that you need little kids, unpaid labor. Get your kids to come over here, tell them this is fun. Peeling this plastic off of here, because this is literally going to take hours, and we have experience from this with a lot of our lab equipment comes in this way, and you just have to keep peeling. Unfortunately, when they make the sheets, they put this plastic on to protect it because one side is brushed. So it's brushed with stainless steel brushes to give it that effect. Then they go, and you can see the lines here, they bend it, they weld it, they do everything with it on, which keeps the metal really nice. If you're gonna serve food, clean it. And clean the basin, because that also has oil in it, and you don't want to be boiling oil underneath your food and giving it an oil taste. So here you can see this is the heating element, basically like an element on a stove or a hot water heater. So one of these is a thermometer and one is a sensor. This is the thermometer, which sends the temperature back to the thermometer in the front, and this one actually turns off the heating element. It works just like a hot water heater in your house if you have electric heat. Runs electricity through that and heats up this whole tank. I don't know, because the heater is only here. So without some kind of water flow, I'm not sure it's going to be even. I guess it will be, but we'll have to see. I would be concerned that on this side, the water might be a little hotter than on this side. But we will test it. We'll take temperature measurements and find out. These trays are, these are stackable, which is nice for convenience, unless you have food in them. When you're peeling this stuff, don't go fast, because if you go fast, it will rip and you won't get any pieces off. So you have to go slow. Don't put enough pressure that you rip it apart. You've got, I think, about 15,000 square feet of plastic to peel off. Put all these fittings in, and the fittings have plastic stuck in them, and they're also holding the plastic in, so give yourself at least an hour to peel this stuff off. If you get lucky, it'll peel off like that. Okay, I think it's time to go get Mr. Dog Poop and tell him if he wants this set up, he's gonna have to peel this crap off. So it took us about an hour and a half to take everything out, and this is what we have. Got the instruction sheet, which we're not gonna read, some end plates for the glass, 2 glass pieces, some rods, some separators for the pans, a drain valve, our pans and our lids, and it comes with a spoon and a strainer. So let's go ahead and put it together. First thing we need to do is put in this drain valve. And it's just a threaded valve that screws in. It's pretty simple, but we need to put tape on it. The Teflon tape will fill any gaps in the threads. And what you do is you aim it at you and turn it this way. It comes with a cover plate, just a stainless steel cover plate. Just stick on there, just for decoration. Put it in here. And we should be able to just hand tighten it. If it leaks, we'll have to tighten it up tighter, but the Teflon tape should be fine. These separators go in between the pans. And as I mentioned previously, all these edges in here are sharp. So these are sharp, so be careful with them. The separator goes underneath, so don't put it in between, it goes underneath. It comes with a drain hose, and the drain hose is just a plastic hose that you can screw in there, and that way, when you open up your drain valve, you can drain it into a bucket or a drain. And this is your valve to open up to allow the water to drain out. So remember, if you're draining this out, it's boiling hot water, so don't drain it while it's hot. This is actually the serving side. So this is the side where you're going to be pulling the lids off and the glass goes on the back. These are the plates, the right and left. So it should be pretty easy. We've got screws. Screws are all the same, so that shouldn't be a problem. It's not super heavy duty. It's pretty light. It's probably good for a party, or if you're catering, it's nice because it's lightweight and transportable. These can also be tightened. It's not really adjustable, so it doesn't tighten the glass. You don't really have to push it up against the glass or tighten it. The glass should just slide in here. Let's go ahead and put the other side on. One thing that I do like is I see that the glass comes out beyond this, so when the steam gets on it, it's going to drip off and it's not going to go back into the food. Got 2 pieces of glass. They are exactly the same. They're beveled, so they're not sharp like the metal surfaces. I doubt this is tempered. I'm sure this is just regular glass. It's not safety glass. So don't drop it, it will shatter. So you have to put both sides in at the same time. So this goes right into this little piece down here, which you may have to push around. We've got 2, 4, so they gave us 1 extra screw, which is nice, unless it goes someplace that I don't know about. Probably would have been helpful to read the instructions, but just not the way we do it at Mr. Dog Poop Studios. Every once in a while, I regret not reading the instructions, but not usually. So I can already tell I don't like this top because it doesn't lock in. You're going to be able to push it in, but it's just basically gravity holding it together. The last piece of glass. That pushes into there. Now we'll go ahead and tighten this up, and it will hold it. That up, and that seems to be pretty good. I don't know if I'd transport it that way, but the bottom can't come out because it hits the top glass, but the top glass can come out if you push on it, but it is relatively tight. There's a thermometer here on the front in Celsius. There's a conversion chart over here, and you would just turn this on. So we have off. It doesn't feel like it can turn off. It's only going to turn off by the temperature sensor. So if you have it plugged in, it's going to be on, even though you have the thing turned down. So unplug it if you're not using it. Do not start it without water in it. We have to fill it up with water. If you start it that way, you may end up burning out your element. So take a couple trays out. I'm going to go find some water. We're going to fill this up. So I went looking for water, and I could only find 1 bottle in the refrigerator. Just not something we keep around here. But I did find a lot of beer. So let's fill it up with beer. It'll be just as good, and the food will be delicious. All right, so the valve wasn't closed. A little bit of the beer leaked out, but that's okay. We'll get Mr. Dog Poop in here to lick it up. And we'll just keep filling, keep filling, keep filling. So I filled it up with beer, and as you can see, it took a little more than I thought it was going to, and I made a critical mistake. Apparently, it's supposed to be below the pans, or they float. So now we're going to have to drain some beer out. Thank goodness it has a drain. We'll just put it back in the bottles, and Mr. Dog Poop will never know. Mr. Dog Poop's gonna kill me if he sees all this beer on the floor. Oh, shit. So we drained it down to where the bins aren't floating, filled up the bottles, capped the bottles back up, put them in the refrigerator. They're good to go. Mr. Dog Poop will never notice unless he watches this video. The last thing to do is plug it in. It shows power on the green light. It's showing below 20 Celsius. We'll go ahead, as you turn it on, we'll turn it up to 175 degrees, which is 80 Celsius. So we'll go to 80, and we'll just wait and see how long it takes to heat up. Before the beer heats up, make sure you get a refill. So it's been about 20 minutes, and it's up to 80 Celsius, which according to our little chart here is about 176 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's go in and measure it with the thermometer. As you can see, there's steam. It's definitely hot. Pull that out. And the temperature of the beer on this end. So this thermometer is reading a little bit low. Let me go get a digital thermometer and see if I can get a better read on something smaller instead of a mechanical thermometer. Okay, this end is at 151, so it's the same. It is a little bit hotter, 153, a couple degrees warmer on this end. So we've got 150 degree water in 20 minutes. We turned it up a little bit. We turned it on to full. It's still heating, so I don't know what the full temperature is. It is in the red zone over here. I mean, it's basically saying it's boiling. And this is telling me that it's close to 110, which would be a brisk boil if it was 110 Celsius, since water boils at 100 Celsius. So I'm a little concerned about that. It is warm. It'll definitely keep it warm. I don't know if it'll keep it safe. I'm gonna let this heat up a little more, get rid of these beer bottles before Mr. Dog Poop sees it. We'll clean it up, we'll get some of the steam off of it, switch it around, and show you what it looks like from a serving perspective. So this is the serving side, and this is the customer side. You're gonna be able to open these up, scoop the food out, hand over the plates, and you got this cough guard. It's nice. The temperature gauge on here is showing almost 110 degrees Celsius. The beer is foaming up around the element. It's kind of weird. It smells a little funky. And I'm measuring the temperature. Looks like about 175 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a good temperature. And there should be more than enough heat there. I'm also informed by a professional cookist that you're supposed to put more in there so these float up a little bit and it displaces the water around. I don't know if that's true. I probably should have read the instructions, but I'm the idiot that put beer in a cooker. So it's still heating. It's never shut off. If I turn it back, I still got a little room on it. I want to say this thing could probably get up to pretty close to boiling temperature. The gauge on the front is not accurate at all, but you can certainly test it, get a regular thermometer, but it should maintain temperature. Looks good, it drains. It's got, one of these actually had now 200 degree serving spoons in it. So it comes with a couple cheap serving spoons. I think if you put a meatball on there, it would probably bend, but I'm sure you can get your own. I think this is gonna be a great addition for Mr. Dog Poop Studios for the break room, and have a professional chef serving up hot turkey sandwiches and gravy, meatballs, sausage, chicken sandwiches, Chick-fil-A, whatever we put in there. We just serve it out, keeps it warm all day, and we can continue to feed the crew throughout the day as we film our movies. So apparently we don't have a lot of beer around here. Oh, fucking beer.
Come on. Chop chop.
I'm never laughing, but that was funny.